Bandits abduct 150 villagers in Zamfara state. NAF airstrikes eliminate key Boko Haram figure in Borno. Experts warn Kano residents against use of white seasoning following risks associated with cancer, diabetes, others. On the international scene, death toll from Somalia flooding rises to nearly 100 as thousands get displaced. Well, hello there and welcome to the News Hour at 9. I'm Sakir Ibrahim. Thanks for joining us. We start tonight's bulletin with security. Suspected armed bandits on Friday abducted 150 persons, mostly women and children, in Maru local government area of Zamfara state. The bandits also killed one person during the operation that lasted for hours, according to a resident. This is coming barely a week after bandits abducted 17 persons in Ruan Dorawa village of the same local government. The armed bandits, it was learned, attacked Mutunji Kwanardute, Sabon Garin Mahuta, and Ongwarkawo villages during the operation. A resident of Mutunji community, one of the villages attacked, who craved anonymity, said the terrorists stormed the affected villages around 9 p.m. on Friday and carried out the operation in all 4 villages simultaneously. Another resident, who also begged anonymity, said the bandits, who are suspected to be from the same gang, divided themselves into 4, with each group attacking one village. The residents therefore appealed to the state and federal government to come to their aid by providing adequate security personnel that will protect them and their properties. And joining us via phone call is Isha Adamu, Northwest Regional Editor for Daily Trust, to give us an update on the situation. Welcome, Isha. Can you tell us why the armed bandits have targeted this particular local government area? You know, in the last week, 17 persons were kidnapped, and now on Friday, 150 persons of this particular local government also abducted.
Well, I think there are so many reasons for frequent attack on this particular local government. One, these bandits, like I have said previously, that they place levy on some villages around Maru axis. So these villages that were attacked were among the villages that bandits place levy on them. And some have started paying, some have failed to start paying the levy. And that is why the leader of the bandits, called Damina, organized this particular operation for 6 villages. Before they were 4, but later we learned that Gamagiwa and Mayanchi were also part of the villages that were attacked. Like in Mayanchi, they abducted 18 people, and in Gamagiwa, they abducted 22 people. So they attacked 6 villages in total.
Okay,
so
Isha,
I think this is one of
Okay, so Isha, what do we know about responses from the government and other security, operatives? Has there been any sort of statement from be it the governor, the government, the state government, or the commissioner of police, or its representatives and the public relations officer in the state?
Well, for now, we didn't hear any response from the government. But for the police public relation officer, when I called him later in the evening, he said the operation, the security operations around that axis is purely affairs of military personnel. So they are not part of the operation there. So we should contact Operation Hadirin Daji. And from what we heard from the villagers is that the operatives of this Operation Hadirin Daji went to Maru and arrested 6 suspected informants in the area. Those that are suspecting to be communicating between them and the bandits, giving them useful information on how to conduct their operations. So they have arrested 6 people so far. So this is the latest information we have gotten about the security, what security are doing about the operations or about the attacks.
All right, Isho. Now, tell us about the general mood of the residents of these communities, because, of course, this is an unfortunate situation. And like you said, so far, you've not heard much from the government side. So what's the mood? How is it? It's definitely, unfortunately, a helpless situation. So tell us about what they're thinking right now.
Certainly, it is a helpless situation. As at now, what we have heard from some people that I have spoken with is that 2 villages that were worst hit by this operation, the residents have started leaving the area. Some have relocated to Maru, some to Mayenchi, and some to even Gusau, the state capital. Konar Duse village, 32 people were abducted there, and the other village is about 30 people. So the residents are very much tired about this operation. In fact, what they are saying is that the lack of presence of security there is their main challenge. These bandits, they will come and attack, abduct at will. No resistance from anybody apart from the residents that sometimes they resist and sometimes they run away for their lives. So this is the situation. And they said these bandits have several camps and enclaves. In fact, one of the people that I have spoken, he said they have about 150 camps and enclaves across the Maru axis. So what they need is that the military or government should use the strategy that can go and eliminate these bandits at once or in sequence. So this is the situation, obviously.
Okay, from your report, you also mentioned that the bandits, which are suspected to be from similar groups, broke themselves into 4 and simultaneously attacked, the 4 communities. Yes. However, we'll be getting more updates from you as they develop, of course. Yeah. Ishao Adamu, the Northwest Regional Editor for the Media Trust Limited, thank you so much for your contributions on the News Hour.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, now moving forward, rampaging bandits on Friday evening killed 11 people in Yantu and Usa local government communities of Taraba State. The bandits, according to locals, attacked and killed 9 people in Rubu, Ribasi, Nyichu and also Rua communities of Yangtu Special Development Area around 6 p.m. Yakubu Tinya, who narrowly escaped the attack, said the attackers also killed 1 person at Tukwa community along Takum Manya Road. The chairman of Usa Local Government Council, Peter Shamun, who confirmed the attack on Saturday, also raised the alarm that the bandits have laid siege along Takum Usa Road to kill more people. According to the council chairman, the bandits also attacked Bambo Yashe community in Usa Local Government and killed 1 person. The chairman appealed to the federal government and state government to urgently draft a team of joint task force comprising the military, police, and vigilantes to flush out the bandits in the area. Taraba State Police Command, through its public relations officer, Usman Abdullahi, when contacted, said the incident was still under investigation. Also earlier, Taraba State Police Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Usman gave an update on the situation. Take it.
Yes, on receipt of the report, the Commissioner Police, Taraba State Police Command, CP Joseph O. Irebo, PSC, have deployed orders for deployment of men of the anti-kidnapping units. And also, we have what we call Special Striking Force that are here. They're also deployed. We have Mopul at base in Takum, 67 km in Takum, in collaboration with the military. The Commission ordered for immediate deployment of forces to the area to restore peace and also to launch a manhunt to make sure that those perpetrators are arrested and then brought to book. And he also called on what we call visibility and confidence building patrols around the area, very robust one, to also try to stem the tide and avoid escalation of such attack to other neighboring villages. The movement of this bandit is very rhythmical. So the police have been also posted almost virtually all the routes on around those axes. name them. We have Takum Mukari along Chechagi Road. We have Takum Maraba. We have also Takum Usa and then Takum Kurumi. That's Maraba Kurumi. All those areas were fortified with the police patrol teams and military. We have also collaborated with the professional hunters at the vigilante, carrying out robust patrols to ensure that those who are free of any attack from these bandits. So for seeing them, their operation is so ridiculous. They just have flash operations. That's why the Commissioner of Police, in collaboration with the military, we have what we call joint operations around these areas where these bandits take advantage of these, the soft targets. When you come to internal security, the police are always a custodian of the internal security, They are the religious agency. But in things like this, where we have what we call guerrilla war, and where we have the attacks are so numerous, they're not specified. So the police have to go think outside the box so that we can reach the grasp where those things are happening. So therefore, the joint operation doesn't mean that the police alone cannot do it, but the need demands that there must be collaboration so that there must be synergy within the security agencies so that we can come together and face these bandits. Because I told you earlier, the attacks are too cynical. You see, they don't have a specific modus operandi. So the police have come up with a formidable strategy based on the Commissioner of Police initiative, where we have a joint force. From time to time, we strike at their dent and we succeeded. Those operations are yielding positive results. So the police are doing. We are still looking around the clock to make sure that we assuage all these communities from all these menace of these bandits. The main intent of this investigation, the Commissioner of Police have called for this, what we call a clinical investigation to the matter, so that those behind these attacks, the investigation will unravel them, and then they must face the wrath of the law. It means that they cannot operate and go free, because we've now with this operation we have, we've almost occupied the spaces where they think they can operate free and go. So with this investigation, we'll be able to unravel those behind these attacks and also arrest them and make them to face the wrath of the law.
Well, there you have it. Taraba State Police Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Usman giving an update on some of the attacks in the state. However, still on security, the air component of Operation Hadenkai has killed a top Boko Haram terrorist leader, Abu Assad, and numerous others in airstrikes on their stronghold in Tagoshe on the Mandara Mountains in Borno State. Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Edward Gapquet disclosed this in a statement on Saturday in Abuja. Gapquet stated that the airstrikes carried out on Friday were one of the most successful by the air component of Operation Hadenkai in recent memory. He said NAF spotted a group of terrorists in a remote area consisting of 3 zinced huts surrounded by trees. He added that the tape showed the terrorists gathering at the spot for either a well-planned meeting or a large attack on troops. Over 100 heavily armed terrorists were witnessed hurling banters and wandering wildly around the structures, which also housed 4 army carriers, according to him. And still in Borno, troops of Sector 3 Multinational Joint Task Force, MNJTF, say they have neutralized 4 Boko Haram terrorists at Malam Fatori in northern part of Borno State. The Chief Military Public Information Officer of MNJTF, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi, who disclosed this in a statement released in Maiduguri on Friday, said the terrorists were neutralized in Walo and Kudaguru villages. Abdullahi said the troops advanced to Gashiga to clear remnants of Boko Haram terrorists. 2 terrorists were encountered and neutralized at Walo Walada. He explained that the operation resulted in the recovery of 2 AK-47 rifles, 3 magazines, and also 29 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition. Still on security, troops of Operation Safe Haven maintaining peace in Plateau State and some parts of Bauchi and Kaduna State have arrested the suspected killer of a young couple that were murdered at Beko Comprehensive Government School in Kui Village in Buyong local government area of the state. The troops also arrested a suspected gun manufacturer who specializes in fabricating guns in Ban Village of Barkinladi local government area of the state. Trust TV's Adu Musa has more on the details.
Parading 11 suspects at the headquarters of Operation Safe Haven, the spokesperson of 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major Ishaku Sebastian, said the troops apprehended the suspects who were involved in various criminal activities in the state, including the suspected killers of the secondary school teachers and a gun manufacturer. Major Ishaku explains how the suspected gun manufacturer and killers of the couple were arrested.
Glad to inform you that troops of Operation Safe Haven have successfully apprehended 12 suspects involved in various criminal activities, including the prime suspect in the gruesome murder of young couple at Beko Comprehensive Government Secondary School, Kui Village, in Riom local government area of Plateau State, and the killer of Honorable Dung Chalong over a land dispute at Chit Village of Hepan District. Also with us is Mr. Sunday Marcus, an operator of a weapon manufacturing factory at Ban Village Barrack in Ladi local government area.
Some of the suspects spoke to journalists on their involvement in the crimes. I don't know anything. I was just rearing my cattle around the area when the incident occurred. There are many cattle rearers around the area. I wasn't the only person. I remember hearing people shouting that there were gunshots around and some people were killed, but I don't know anything.
I used to sell it because each one, I used to sell it 25,000.
So who are those that you sell it to? What kind of category of people do you sell it to?
Sons, I will make it to sell for vigilante.
According to the spokesperson of the division, the GOC 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General A.E. Abubakar, expressed gratitude to the public for their support and cooperation to troops of Operation Safe Haven and assured that troops will remain committed, firm and tireless in bringing perpetrators of criminal acts to justice. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now to the cost of living in Nigeria. Automobile mechanics in the Maiduguri metropolis say they are experiencing low patronage due to the current economic hardship occasioned by the hike in fuel prices across the country. This has caused some residents to park their cars at home while others are selling them to car dealers who are also finding it difficult to sustain their businesses. Trust TV's Beatrice Kuruti has more.
Over the past month, the hike in fuel prices across the country has led to more hardship for Nigerians in every aspect of life. The current situation is hitting hard on automobile mechanics in the Maiduguri metropolis. Adamu Biu hardly gets customers these days as compared to the previous years. He laments that the cost of fuel has forced most of his customers to park their cars, a situation that is affecting his source of livelihood.
Wani ma totally ma ya dauko mota daga gida ma ya kawo maka garaji ma ba zai iya ba. Sai dai ka je ka same shi a gida ma ka dan lallaba mishi wani abu kawai.
Some of the customers can't bring their cars to the workshop because of the hardship. Even when we do home service for them, they complain of lack of money, and sometimes we have to wait for a week without any job. The sad part is that this is what we rely on to feed and take care of our family.
Before I have plenty of customers now, but all of them, they park their car. Even today, this man that I call now, he parked his car more than 3 months now. He's calling me now to sell the car. Now, that Mahdi that I call now, he said I should sell the car. No way for him to foil the car. So he will sell it. I even tell him, no, make him not sell because maybe this problem that we are in will be solved. He said no, he will sell the car and chop food with it.
a gyara da in gaskiya muna karɓar irin muka aiki gaba da baya haka irin 5,000 zuwa 6,000 haka muna karɓa.
Back then, we charged like 5 to 6,000 naira. But now, when you explain to a car owner the nature of the work and you charge like 4,000 naira, they complain and it will be difficult to even get 2,000 naira from them. The situation is similar for car dealers in town who say most car owners are switching to less consumption cars and are often calling other car owners to trade cars.
Some years ago, we are selling car every day like 5, 4, or 3 like this. Now even one car about 1 month before you sell 1 car or 2 car. So most of people call us up because of their cars consuming fuel or very over, like continued discussion or end of discussion or Hennessy 98 model that Honda Accord.
With the current fuel prices affecting many businesses in the metropolis, residents are hoping that the economic situation will change for good sooner than later. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Also, transporters, truck drivers, small business owners, and indeed low-income earning Nigerians in Ibadan, the Oyo state capital, have lamented the worsening economic situation in the country, saying that life has become almost unbearable for them. Speaking with Trust TV, the concerned residents charged the federal government to urgently address the sky-high cost of living, rising inflation, general hardship, and distrust in the system, which has resulted in many businesses shutting down. Here's more on the report.
Despite the harsh economic situation occasioned by policy reforms with their attendant hardship on the lives of the citizens, Nigerians continue to pull through rising cost of goods and services and a future that appears to be uncertain. Many businesses have been forced to close, while the current economic realities have resulted in lifestyle modification and drastic adjustments. Oladimeji Bolanle, who is a popular food vendor, says patronage in the past few months has reached its lowest ebb. She urges the federal government to urgently address issues adversely affecting the masses.
Something don't spoil finish you. The people no feel, I no feel it. They don't come here and come collect something, make it give no get anything, make it give us.
The situation is not any different at various motor parks. A visit to the ever-bubbling Challenge Motor Park in the heart of Ibadan revealed a sorry tale as the facility was bereft of its usual hustling and bustling. A cross-section of cab drivers who spoke with Trust TV called on the government to put in place viable policies and programs that would better the lives of ordinary Nigerians.
The present situation is so harsh. As a transporter, we are not finding it easy, especially concerning the fuel that is not stable. Today we buy it 620, tomorrow 650. Some even sell it up to 700, and it's not even available always. You can see it to buy in the morning, and in the evening they will shut all the filling station. So things are not so easy for us.
Since morning we are here. Nobody go anywhere. We just stay here, just look around. No way, no paja, no anything. Nobody coming outside. So we can't feed our children, we can't feed our wife again because of this situation of Nigeria we happen now. So if you see anything, that solution, that we will help our driver. So make people.
Help me, I beg you, because of me. I beg, help me. I beg you, help me. I don't have anything. Money or anything, no food. I don't have rice. One rice, one cup. I don't have for my house.
Speaking with the market patron, Bola Ige International Market, Bagi Ibadan, Michael Adebayo implored the state and federal government to execute economic-friendly policies, including making available moderate interest loans, as well as make refineries to work again.
The price of material rise up, and it's not comfortable for people to buy. As of now, we reduce our sales. So, about inflation, it's not good. What we are expecting from the federal government is that at times they need their help. Let them borrow us money with little interest.
It remains to be seen whether the federal government would match word with action by putting in place policies that would positively impact on the lives of the common man.
Watching the news hour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, we will find out how Katsina residents are making a fortune from selling tasty fried grasshoppers. This and more when we return. Stay with us.
Welcome to Trust TV, where we document the Nigerian story. Our programming showcases the rich culture and diversity of Nigeria. We strive to amplify the voices that make our nation unique. Our programming is designed to take you on a journey through the different tastes of entertainment in our country. We showcase the best of Nigerian culture, from traditional craft to cutting-edge technology. Our team of expert journalists are dedicated to unveiling the intricacies of our culture and telling the untold stories that binds us all. And let's not forget the food. Nigeria has diverse and flavorful cuisines, some of the favorites to millions across the world. What is Nigeria without its people, their passions and their talent? Trust TV is not just a channel, it's a platform that brings you closer to everything that makes Nigeria great. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. This is the News Hour on Trust TV if you're just joining us. Now, recap of some of our major stories. Bandits abduct 150 villagers in Zamfara State. Also, NAF airstrikes eliminate key Boko Haram figure in Borno. And to more stories now, the Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Lokoja has granted Murtala Jaka of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, access to materials and all documents used in the conduct of November 11 gubernatorial election in the state. The presiding tribunal judge, Justice Yusuf Ado Berkin-Kudu, handed out the order on Saturday compelling the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to comply within 24 hours. The order followed an application filed by the council to the plaintiff, S.E. Arua SAN, expressing his inability to access documents, mainly 42 items, used in the conduct of the election to proceed with his case. According to Arua, all efforts to access such documents at INEC offices in Abuja and Lokoja had proved abortive, hence the need for an order of the tribunal to proceed with the case. In his preliminary ruling, the presiding tribunal judge, Justice Yusuf Berkin-Kudu, said the application is meritorious in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and also the Electoral Law of 2023 as amended. He therefore granted the application that first INEC grants counsels to Murtala Jaka of the SDP, led by John Adele SAN, and also S.E. Arua SAN, access to certified copies of documents used for the governorship election within 2 days. Also, the need to increase the public awareness on the adverse effect of violence against women in order to reduce impact on their health has again been emphasized. This came to the fore as stakeholders gathered to mark the 2023 International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women in Abuja. Trust TV's Neil Sampson reports.
The day is a period of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, which is observed from the 25th of November to the 10th of December every year since 1981. The Nigerian Demographic and Health Survey 2018 found out that 9% of women aged 15 to 49 had suffered sexual assault at least once in their lifetime, while 31% had experienced physical violence. According to stakeholders, the importance of the day lies in creating awareness on these statistics with a view to reducing, if not ending, such abuses.
Today is extremely important all over the world, internationally, because we want a stop to violence against women. Women with disability face this violence triple, because a woman on wheelchair, when it's being violated, she don't have voice. A woman that cannot see, a woman that can't talk. So this violence against women and girls with disability is triple than the other ones. So we should come together, put our hands together and fight it.
Women to unite, number one, to invest and to prevent gender-based violence against women and girls.
Government officials at the commemorative outing reaffirmed the government position in making sure the violence against women become a thing of the past.
We certainly are. We're in the process of it. I assure you that if you observe as we go along, we're taking our time with the gender bills so that when they come out, they are just right and acceptable to all.
That is one of the reasons it was we that wrote to applied for the approval of the mobile courts. That's one of the first measures we are taking, and we're probably doing a lot of sustainable empowerment. After the empowerment, then we look at sensitization, and we're going to do the sensitization in the language they understand, like town criers in places that are not very exposed, and radio and televisions in some areas. Then after that is done, we get the whistleblowers to alert us if anything is going on.
The justice system that the minister is trying to rejuvenate by bringing the mobile court is going to catch up with them. They should desist from doing that act, or else they will find themselves languishing in jail.
Violence and abuse affect not just the women involved, but also their children, families, and communities. These effects include harm to an individual's health, possible long-term harm to children, and harm to communities, such as lost work and homelessness. Hence the need to put an end to them. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Earlier, we spoke to Angelina Ogbe, a gender-based violence advocate. Take a look.
The impact on the issue of gender-based violence in a country, should I say, is there improvements? Well, the gender-based issues is something that is a continual awareness, because the more the awareness, as if the violence is increasing, but we never stop advocating for this gender-based GBV, and also the impact, because I'm a woman with disability. The impact on women with disability is huge compared to the other victims. As a woman with disability, we face triple of this violence. One, a woman on wheelchair will face when she's being violated, and the caregiver, not just the caregiver, maybe if she's married, the husband will say, okay, you are doing, let's see who will marry you, or I will send you packing. And the caregiver will say, okay, when you say that, who will come and care for you? Let's talk about the woman who is a visually impaired, the blind woman who cannot see the person that is doing this to her. And who is she going to appoint and say, okay, this is the person that did this to me? Or talk about the woman who cannot talk. So you can see that this gender-based violence in the issue of women and girls with disability is triple. I can't say there's no progress, because there's a civil society organization, NGOs, they are really working hard to see that, even the governments, to see that this GBV come to an end. In every organization, they have the bad eggs among them. They still have the ones that are there, that when, even if they see a victim, someone that is a victim of this gender-based violence, or who is a survivor, and or anyone that is maybe goes to police or this agency to report a case, and you see some people who say, you like this, are you getting were you not happy doing it? You know, that kind of language, which is not acceptable and is not good. Women are the most people that face this gender-based violence, but there are men, young men, even little children that face gender-based violence. Yes, they face it from women as well. We have to draw our attention back down to our religious leaders, the chiefs, and we can advocate more in churches, in mosques, in the church, and even in the family, wherever, in school as well too. So I think we can. The way forward is continue advocacy.
Also, residents in Kano often use monosodium glutamate, known also as MSG, and locally as white Maggi, in order to improve the taste or aroma of their food. However, according to experts, the use of the white seasoning can be associated with many diseases such as cancer, diabetes, among others. Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at how the white seasoning and people use it in Kano.
White seasoning is in different forms to prepare family meals and even in restaurants. But while some residents use seasoning to improve the taste of their meals, experts warn that consistent use of this kind of seasoning can increase blood pressure and may result in different kinds of illness.
Too much consumption of white seasoning, or known as monosodium glutamate, may have health effects with what we call cancer agents, substances that are responsible for destroying the normal cell to change it into abnormal cell, which we call cancer. Because of those sodium and glutamates, our body does not have the capability to metabolize it properly.
According to residents, white seasoning brings more taste than other seasonings, and it helps them maintain the taste of their food, which in return allows people to eat more food. Others, however, say they do not use white seasoning because of its taste.
Most people that use it is, let me just say, like people here in Kano, the citizens of this Kano, most of them use white Maggi because they said it's sweet. I mean, why I cannot use it is because the sweetness of it is much.
Yes.
So I would prefer other seasoning than white Maggi. Though some of the seasoning, almost all the seasoning, they also have the white Maggi, but the content is not as much as the raw white one.
Because it gives the food taste. But I know of people that don't use it. Okay. Because they have negative feedback about the white Maggi. Some say like it's like a bleach content. Like in school, there was a time that our principal used it to test whether you can use to wash white clothes. You get what I'm trying to say?
But you know that, but you are still using it.
Because I feel I'm a Nigerian, so I can use anything. And I'm still standing normal.
For experts, residents need to be conscious of the way they consume white seasoning, as there are several other alternatives to it.
So it's better for us to be healthy-wise, to eat nutritionally without having advanced effects following consumption of bad foods, which such as the food that too much higher concentration of sodium glutamate. We are advising the people to use locally available seasoning. Locally available seasoning like what we call cloves, like what we call iru or dadawa. There are so many palatable and aromatic ingredients that can enhance the flavor of the food. Otherwise, to using this monosodium glutamate, rather I used to use black Maggi, white Maggi, brown Maggi. It's not healthy wise.
While the consumption of this type of seasoning continues among people in Kano, experts are calling on regulators to ensure regulations on how people use it for healthy living. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
There you have it, the report on MSG and some of its adverse effects, of course. Moving further, grasshopper is a tropical insect which feeds on plants and other grasses in tropical and semi-arid regions, which favors its existence. It is now consumed as a tasty delicacy in Katsina. Trust TV's Abdullah Yamadi reports that residents take advantage of the abundance of grasshoppers, otherwise known as fara, in the state, and turn it into a lucrative business for domestic and export purposes to make ends meet. Take a look.
Grasshopper is no longer a threat to plants and other crops as it were in the past, as Katsina residents pick, process and fry it as a tasty delicacy.
Due to maybe some that they are lacking of like meat, they can take grasshopper because it has many nutrients, like it's part of protein diet.
Many believed that grasshopper tastes better when prepared well with ingredients, and it gives the best satisfaction than animal meat and chicken, as asserted by this customer. Wow, this grasshopper tastes good. Let me tell you something you may not be told by any other person. Many married couples, children, and other well-to-do now prefer grasshopper than chicken and other red meats. The secret is for you to find out. There are over 1 million youth within the value chain of grasshopper business, from the supply to the processing and to those selling the end products in the ancient city of Katsina, making millions of naira on daily basis. Abdul Hassan is physically challenged, but dropped begging and resorted to processing and selling fried grasshopper at several spots in Katsina city. Hassan is happy with the business. I am fully contented with this business. From it, I bought houses, plots, got married, pay my children's school fees, and above all, I'm now an employer of labor. Abdul Hassan is not only self-reliant, but has employed over 40 youth who work under him, and from grasshopper business, they pay school fees and other basic necessities. These grasshoppers are not only consumed in Katsina, but other places like Kano, Kaduna, Abuja, Lagos, and other cities in Nigeria. Beyond that, thousands of bags of grasshoppers delivered to Katsina from Niger Republic and nearby bushes around Katsina are processed for export to England, America, Saudi Arabia, and other African countries such as Cameroon, Ghana, and Central Africa Republic. On my own part, I have over 17 people working under me, and we sell from 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, up to 20, 50,000 naira grasshoppers. In fact, I have some merchants who buy and send it to their customers in Europe, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, USA, and others. As the business is booming by the day, stakeholders mentioned high cost of vegetable oil and other ingredients as their major constraints, calling on the government to assist them, at least with empowerment. Abdullahi Izuma Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Also, the Nigerian Railway Corporation has rolled out the e-ticketing on the newly launched Lagos-Ibadan train service and the Warri-Itakpe train service. This is a follow-up to the automation of the ticketing system on the existing Abuja-Kaduna train service. The report.
The introduction of electronic ticketing solutions by the Nigerian Railway Corporation was designed to end the seemingly unending complaint of ticket racketeering. This finally became a reality after the NRC secured the certificate of no objection from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC. Minister of Transportation, Senator Saidu Alkali, performed the launch of the electronic ticketing system recently in Abuja. The ticketing system was a concession with two companies that will run the system for 10 years. Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Ohiria, said the introduction of the e-ticketing would eradicate complaints of ticket racketeering. Trust TV correspondent who visited the Babatunde Raji Fashola train station in Agege, Lagos, observed the online ticketing process, which most passengers are now taking advantage of. Passengers who spoke to Trust TV hailed the innovation, which they described as a welcome development.
About this new development with the railway station, I think this is a very good step in the right direction. The environment, the structures, and the comfort in place, I think is something worth commending.
Experience is good, quite conducive, and relatively okay. But for the online payment, of the truth, it was hanging, it wasn't delivering from the beginning. When I started, when I tried to when I tried to buy my ticket, but eventually it went in and I was able to buy the ticket.
Well, for now, I think their infrastructure-wise, they've done well. But we all know Nigerian problem is maintenance. So I hope and I pray that they will keep maintaining the standard they've set for themselves. They should not allow anything to go bad again. I mean, we're aspiring to be one of the great countries in the world. So I'm just hoping that they will be able to keep this up.
It is the expectations of the passengers that the e-ticketing is not only sustained and improved upon, but that the train facilities are maintained as at when due to improve the transportation sector in the nation's commercial capital and the adjoining cities.
Thanks for staying with us thus far on the News Hour. We will go on a short break. We'll be back after the break.
We started manufacturing leather since 1958. But the most important thing is that if the system is checked correctly, we won't have where we are now.
If somebody has depression, they may just be very irritable and unproductive in the office. So you find on average already about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Nigerians already have a mental illness, a mental health condition that needs some form of attention.
No matter how good an economy is, if the federal government goes bust, believe me, everything in the economy is just a matter of time it will go bust. So first of all, about maybe slightly above, below 70% is in federal government securities.
If government has banned importation of fertilizer and states are doing it at the level of governance, but I believe that production and distribution of fertilizer should be left to the private sector.
This is the general multi-purpose card and it has a chip here. So this chip is about 80 kilobytes. The one that you get from the bank for ATM is just 4 kilobytes. So this is like 20 times.
Welcome back. It's still the News Hour on Trust TV. Now to business, where we have Chiamaka Nwafo standing by for some updates.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has announced a reduction in the fee for issuance of Certificate of Occupancy, CFOs, for plots of land in Abuja from 5 million naira to 3.5 million naira. The downward review of the fee appears to be a reaction to the objection by stakeholders and key players in the real estate sector to the initially announced 5 million naira. According to a statement by the Director of Press, Office of the FCT Minister, Antonio Gunleye, Wike made this known during his second monthly ministerial press briefing on Friday. Wike had indicated days ago that there would be a downward review of the CFO fee, which he maintained is a flat rate for all sizes of land regardless of the location of the land in the FCT. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, has announced that Global Sustainable Aviation Fuel, SAF, forward purchase agreements valued at $45 billion have been established by airlines. This was disclosed during the third Conference on Aviation Alternative Fuels convened by the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, in Dubai on Friday. Discussions primarily centered on the imperative role of government in facilitating aviation's decarbonization through supportive policies. Highlighting an emerging trend, IATA emphasized instances of airlines integrating vertically into the supply chain, with some demonstrating commitment by investing equity and risk capital in SAF projects. Willie Walsh, IATA's Director General, emphasized that governments must translate the CAAF/3 declaration into actionable policies that bolster SAF production comprehensively. And that's it on Business News. I am Chiamaka Wafo.
Thank you, Chiamaka, for business. Now, away from Nigeria, the number of people killed by floods from heavy rains in Somalia has climbed to 96, state news agency SONA said on Saturday. SONA, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, added that the figure has been confirmed by Mahmoud Muallim, the head of the country's disaster management agency. The flooding has been described as the worst in decades and has displaced about 700,000 people, according to the United Nations. The intense rains have unleashed widespread flooding across the country, triggering displacement and exacerbating an already existing humanitarian crisis caused by years of insurgency. In neighboring Kenya, the floods have so far killed 76 people, according to the Kenyan Red Cross, and also unleashed widespread displacement, destruction of roads and bridges, and left many residents without shelter, drinking water and food supplies, according to the charity Medicines Sans Frontiers, MSF. Let's now join Adeniyi Ajishafe, who's standing by with Sport News.
Trent Alexander-Arnold's late equalizer gave Liverpool a point at Manchester City Etihad Stadium. Defending champion City led the game as Erling Haaland benefited off Liverpool keeper Alisson's poor clearance, making him the fastest player to reach 50 Premier League goals in his 48th match. Ruben Dias' goal was ruled out for a foul on Alisson before Alexander-Arnold made Pep Guardiola's side pay for not finishing off the game. Arnold showed his quality 10 minutes from time with a low strike from the egg to beat Ederson. Received second yellow card for a foul on Gordon before the former Everton man finished low to Sanchez left to complete the scoring late on. The win moves Newcastle to within 3 points of fourth place Tottenham, while Chelsea's fifth league defeat of the season leaves them just inside the top half. In Spain, Barcelona made 6 changes from the side that came from behind to beat Alaves before the international break, with goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen off due to injury. Goalkeeper Iñaki Perna was beaten by Unai Lopez's right foot effort in the first half. Ike Gondoha's introduction from the bench added more spark to the Blaugrana's performance. Barcelona dominated the second half but missed good chances. They finally got their reward when Ferran Lejeune bundled into his own net under pressure from Robert Lewandowski to give Barcelona an edge. That's Sport News. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe.
Thanks to Adeniyi Ajishafe for Sport News. And that wraps up the bulletin. However, here's a kicker before we go. Dominic Ben-Hura's award-winning pieces have brought greater recognition and value to Zimbabwe's centuries-old stone sculpture tradition. Take a look.
I started sculpting when I was 4 or 5 years whilst molding clay, whilst herding cattle in my rural area of Mrewa here in Zimbabwe. But with stone I started sculpting when I was 10 years old, when I came to Harare in 1980. So I've been doing this all my life and I do exhibitions all over the world. In my sculpting, I'm inspired by my natural environment, the animals of Zimbabwe, and the figurative work which I do is basically inspired by people by humanity in general. My pieces evolve around happiness, balance, playfulness. So they are whimsical. They don't need any facial features to express themselves. So it's just I just use movement to portray the expression in those sculptures.
By bringing art buyers across Europe, America, China, and many other places to Zimbabwe, that is a value addition that the stones have been able to give. But not only from there, but also publishers, writers, and the whole value chain of Zimbabwe benefits out of the.
And that wraps up the news hour on Trust TV. Don't forget to follow us across all of our media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. I'm Sakir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching. Good night.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.